Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Hey! Hey, I'm Jose, and what you're looking at right here, whoa, is my Bible. Yeah, the most amazing book ever written, because the author is, well, God. He inspired dozens of different people over thousands of years to write down his words. We've got history, letters, stories of adventures, wise sayings, dreams, the works. But everything in this book fits around the story of Jesus, how it can change the way we do everything, and how we can spread that news everywhere we go. In fact, the book of Acts in the New Testament tells how the early church did just that. They took the story of Jesus to every part of the known world. And I've got 5 stories right here that show how their faith grew. We get started in Acts 15 with an old-fashioned showdown. See, lots of new people are believing in Jesus, and many of them aren't even from a Jewish background. Pretty cool, huh? Well, but some people in the church don't think so. They want to make these new believers follow a bunch of extra rules. So, at a big meeting in Jerusalem, Peter and Paul work to settle the matter. And what they decide? Well, it goes to show the story of Jesus is for everyone, no matter what you look like or how you grew up. Time to slide ahead to chapter 21. Now, even though the religious leaders try to make Paul stop sharing about Jesus, he refuses, and it lands him in jail. Now, you think ending up behind bars might keep him quiet, but instead, it creates a crazy opportunity for Paul to tell the story of Jesus to even more people. In fact, before his case even makes it to trial, he inspires both a governor and a king with the truth that the story of Jesus is bigger than any other story out there. Now, while Paul's in prison, he writes letters encouraging believers in the churches he helped start. And one of these churches is the church in Ephesus. Paul wants to remind the believers how Jesus lived and that they can choose to follow him in the way they live. He says, "Be kind and tender to one another. Forgive one another, just as God forgave you, because of what Christ has done." When someone hurts you, whether it's a tiny little irritation or something super big, it's tempting to stay angry. But Paul points out how God has forgiven us of every wrong thing we've ever done because of Jesus. With that in mind, we're called to forgive others of, well, everything. Now remember, Paul's still in jail, and we're back to the book of Acts, where the plot thickens. In chapter 27, Paul's on the road once more, or rather, the ocean. Guards are taking him to Rome for his trial, and in the middle of the journey, a storm whips up. It looks like the boat is going down. Paul promises with God's help, no one will die. But when they all reach the shore alive, the danger's not over. We're gonna wrap up in another one of Paul's letters, the book of Ephesians, chapter 4. Paul's imprisoned in Rome, but that doesn't mean he's stopped sharing the story of Jesus. He writes this to the believers in Ephesus. There is one body and one spirit. Christ is the head of the body. Under the control of Christ, each part of the body does its work. It supports the other parts. It's a great reminder that we don't have to make this journey alone. We can all work together to share the story of Jesus wherever we are. I can't think of a better way to encourage someone else's faith and to make a way for God to change your life through the story of Jesus too.